there's the loss of alpha traits. So men unknowingly shift from confident leaders to overly accommodating husbands, right? And here's the thing. This is one of the things I say. One of the things that they do is they try to put you to work and make you their dutiful plow horse. As a provider, right? A guy who makes money and puts food on the table, puts a roof over your head, that is not an alpha trait. That is a beta trait, right? We're past the 8-minute mark. It's alpha fucks, beta bucks, right? The money you bring in is a beta trait, which is not sexually attractive to women, right? But a lot of guys really go hard once they're married, go hard on the provider side. You know what I mean? And stops fucking you because it's not attractive, right? So you start losing those alpha traits. So the root cause. So society and personal habits reinforce the nice guy behavior that leads to betatization, right? A lot of I have a whole chapter on Deering and the nice guy trap, which we'll get into. But when a woman's like, bitches and moans at you, a lot of us we sort of instinctually want to defend ourselves, explain ourselves. We want to rationalize why we do what we do, and doing that actually makes her lose respect for you, right? By not just flat out saying, yeah, well, I made a decision there. You know what I mean? And so you do that a lot over time, or you try to do stuff we call covert contracts, where you try to do nice things for her, like, oh yeah, honey, I'll go fix your car, or yeah, I'll go help your sister move, right? You'll do all these nice things expecting something in return, usually sex, right? And but you don't tell her what the expectation is, right? So that's what's called a covert contract, where you're like, I do everything for her. I put food on the table, I help her sister move, and she won't put out. Like, how dare she? It's like, that's what we call a covert contract. It's like taking a chick out to a lavish, $100 a plate steak dinner, and then when she doesn't put out at the end of the night, you're all pissed off at her. It's like, well, she didn't owe you that. She didn't owe you sex, man. So why are you spending all this money trying to get something when there's no guarantee there? Like, it's okay to do nice things for people, but you can't expect something in return. There's a difference there. Alpha traits that spark attraction, right? So we have confidence. That's a big one. One of the things I learned from Dr. Robert Glover is that women respond to a man's confidence the same way a man responds to a great pair of tits, right? Women are hardwired to respond to a confident, bold man, right? So women are drawn to men who are sure of themselves and their purpose. One of my clients, I was just having a conversation with him on Monday. We were having one of the things we do, if you work with me with my coaching program, if you work with me one-on-one, one of the things we do during that process is I have you create a mission statement. Like, what's your mission in life? What's your purpose here? And some guys have no mission. They've never even thought about it. They don't even know why they're here. They just sort of, life just happens to them, which is one of the big sort of key elements I try to address on Frame Fridays is like, what's your purpose in life? A man's got to have a mission. You've got to have a reason for getting up in the morning, right? That'll give you a more fulfilling life, for one. And then two, women just happen to find that attractive when you're ambitious and you're working on something bigger than yourself in the relationship. But a lot of guys don't do that. They fall into the provider role, and they make their family their mission. But your wife doesn't want you to make the family the mission. You have to have a mission outside the family, and then the family joins you on your mission, right? They help support you in your mission. Independence. A lot of guys make their wife their world, right? She's my world, bro. Like, when they first meet a girl, they usually have a decent circle of friends. Most guys do, not everybody, but most guys have at least a handful of friends that they talk to on a regular basis. And then when they get into a relationship, they stop talking to their friends, and then she becomes their whole, point, like their whole, soul connection outside of work and stuff like that. And a woman doesn't want to be your only, source of socialization. She doesn't want to be the center of your world. So you've got to learn to be a man that has that still is a little bit independent, even in a relationship. So a man with his own goals in life outside the relationship is magnetic to women. You know, it's one of the things that Dr. Glover talks about. No More Mr. Nice Guy is not making her the center of your world, and like actually get out and having good groups of men that you hang out with and talk to on a regular basis. And then leadership's another alpha trait that women respond to in a relationship. So being decisive, setting the direction, all that kind of stuff maintains attraction. And the funny thing is, guys, get this. The funny thing is I talk about leadership a lot. You got to set the tone and lead in a relationship. And whenever I have an episode with the title about leadership and how to be a better leader, like those don't get any views because none of y'all want to be fucking leaders in your own relationship. It's like, leadership, that sounds terrible. That sounds a lot like work. Yeah, it's a lot like work, but we have a burden of performance as men, you know. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But just long-term, just know that long-term relationships aren't your thing. It's not for you. Okay. Like it's not for you. Maybe stop trying to marry all these broads. Okay. All right. So those are the first couple of concepts. We got a few people in the chat here. We've got John Smith. He says, we're doing it live. Yes. F it. We're doing it live. Morning, gents and Nurse Chick. CW's in the house. I don't see Nurse Chick yet. She must be killing somebody right now. She's a professional hit woman. Dodger's in the house. What's up, brother? Tim's here. He says, morning all. Let's see here. And then CW, damn those necessary shit tests. Yes, Dodger, lovingly detached. Exactly. Embrace the suck. Watching from effing Poland today. Okay, cool. Hey, look at this. Nuke's in the house. Hey, hello. Yes. He says, it's okay, Paul. I'm still interested in you. Thanks, man. Thanks, brother. So he says, like the channel. Yes, do. Smashing like is alpha, by the way. It's alpha. CW said a $5 super chat. He says, listen to your Monday episode. How accurate are those three captain dynamics? It's amazing how clear and accurate it was. Thanks for being awesome, Paul. Yes. Yeah, that shout out to Jack 10 of Hearts and Ryan Stone for bringing that to the public, because that Jack 10 of Hearts came up with that. And Ryan, you know, without Ryan Stone, guys, and most of us wouldn't know about these old field reports and like the sidebar and all this kind of stuff. Like, thank God for that, man. Thank God for the world's greatest red pill couch. $5 super chat. He is a beer club brother, so I'm going to bump him up to the $10 super chat. You get this one.
Thank you for the super chats. Movies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
Yes, indeed. Men respond to bouncing blubs like women respond to confidence. Okay. Guys, follow me on social media. The links are in the description. I mentioned at the beginning, get my free ebook, She's Made You Weak. It's all about the betatization process, which is what chapter 1's about in my book, is, you know, understanding why attraction faded in your relationship. And then the rest of the book is how to turn that back around, right? So sometimes I'll get people on Instagram. They'll reach out to me for the ebook and they'll send it and they're like, well, I mean, at least it helped me identify the problem. I'm like, yeah, it's a free ebook. It will help you identify the problem. But if you want to solve the problem, get the new book, Get Her to Fuck You Again, which it really goes into depth. Okay. If you go to books.comeonmanpod.com, you can get all my books there. And then let me play a commercial for the new book, which is what we're going over today. We're going over chapter 1, and then we'll get back to the topic.
Are you tired of the dead bedroom? Wondering what happened to the passion, the connection, and the spark? Well, here's your answer. Introducing Get Her to Fuck You Again, a red pill guide to fix a dead bedroom, now on Amazon. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about real strategies that work. If your wife has stopped being intimate with you, it's not because the love is gone. It's because the attraction is gone. And that's fixable. This book will teach you the skills to lead your marriage, rebuild your confidence, and become the man she can't stop thinking about. 3 reasons to get this book. 1. It breaks the cycle. You'll learn how to stop doing the same things that are killing her attraction and start doing the things that reignite it. 2. It's practical and proven. With clear, actionable steps, you'll build yourself into the man you were always meant to be. 3. It works for men like you. Paul Bauer has helped hundreds of men just like you fix their dead bedrooms. And now, it's your turn. Don't let another day go by feeling frustrated and disconnected. Go to Amazon right now and buy Get Her to Fuck You Again. Read it, apply it, and watch your marriage transform. The connection isn't gone forever. You just need the roadmap to get it back. And this book is it.
Indeed, indeed. So the next concept in chapter 1 is shit tests. And I have a whole chapter on handling shit tests like a pro, which we'll get into. But like the review said, the book gets repetitive. It's because, yeah, I'm beating this shit in your fucking skull. All right. And if you really want to turn your relationship around, you're going to want to listen to this 10 to 15 times. Okay. But shit tests. What is a shit test, right? I talked about at the beginning. I said frame checks or fitness tests. We also call them shit tests, right? Well, women subconsciously test men to gauge their strength, frame, and leadership, right? She wants to see if she can rattle you. She wants to see if she can throw you off center. She wants to see if you'll emotionally react to whatever she's doing. And if you do, if you react emotionally, if you get pissed at her, if you yell at her, if you storm off and get mad or whatever, you failed. You fucking failed. And women don't do that to be shitty, like we call them shit tests. They do it to test to see if you have your shit together. They want to make sure that you can handle whatever life throws at you, right? They need that. It's a evolutionary survival instinct. They need that because if you're going to be the protector and the provider for her and her children, she needs to know that you can handle whatever life throws at you. And so women will push your buttons and shit, right? So it's like they don't even know they're doing it, right? This is a part of their evolutionary psychology. They don't even know they're doing it. So it behooves you to learn how to handle it. And the thing is that that's how it starts, right? That's how the betaization process starts. It starts with shit tests. So that means that if you've been failing shit tests consistently over years and she's not fucking you anymore, you got to get back to the beginning of the betaization process. How do you do that? You do that by learning how to handle these fucking shit tests, right? So by passing her tests, what it's going to do is it's going to keep that attraction going. The more you pass her tests, the more she's going to trust your ability to set the tone and lead the relationship. The more she's going to relax into her feminine, the more she's going to have respect for you, the more she's going to love you. Okay. That's what the review says. It's overly simplified. It's that simple though. It really is that simple.
New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe now.